The phrase corporate personhood goes right to the top of the list of best oxymorons, beating both military intelligence and jumbo shrimp. After Citizens United was decided in 2010, Occupy Wall Street signs appeared stating, "I'll believe a corporation is a person when Texas executes one." At the founding, corporations were created for a limited purpose, like building a road. Now, while corporations could limit the purpose of the corporation in its articles of incorporation, few do. Rather, the norm presently is for entrepreneurs to establish corporations for any lawful purpose. This allows modern firms to do multiple lines of business as well as assert the ability to act in non-business fora. So although some picture artificial life to come from a test tube, in reality, artificial life came from legal definition. While some point out that corporations can be immortal, few point out that corporate status excuses a variety of bad behaviors, and with the right combination of greed and bad management, they can most certainly fail. Disputes over legal status of corporations began more than a century before the Citizens United decision. Both British common law and the U.S. Constitution make a distinction between natural persons, human beings, and artificial or legal persons, such as groups or organizations. While natural persons are endowed with all the rights and protections under the Constitution, artificial persons must be granted certain legal privileges and protections. However, the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause introduced ambiguity into this otherwise straightforward distinction, stating that no state shall deny any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. The lack of specificity as to how, which type of persons, natural or legal, the 14th Amendment applies, allowed the lawyers for Southern Pacific Railroad in Santa Clara County versus Southern Pacific Railroad Company to argue that corporations, in addition to natural persons, should be protected from discriminatory laws and policies by the state and federal governments. Although the court ruled narrowly in the case and did arguably not intend to grant corporations legal personhood, the head note for the decision, written by the court reporter, stated boldly that the court had determined the defendant corporations are persons. This decision served as the legal foundation for corporate personhood and made it possible for corporations to win the right to free speech in the form of unlimited spending on campaign advertising in Citizens United versus the FEC. As for other personhood questions, such as should corporations be allowed to marry people? Can a corporation be drafted? We all know the one about can you get a corporation to pay its taxes? The corporation moves its headquarters to Ireland. How long will the courts rule in favor of corporate personhood based on a headnote written by a court reporter? Do you really want corporations to be able to vote? Do you want corporations to marry? Maybe you would rather be a corporation than a person. Maybe your corporation needs an abortion.